And we're live. Oh no. What is this?
Wait, we're not burning sage? I didn't get the memo.
All right, no, Kyrie, we're not burning sage on this podcast.
No. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in on To The Point with
Skip.
and the King. You guys know where to find us by now on Instagram at To The Point, on Facebook at To The Point, and on YouTube, which is where you're watching us right now. But you guys most importantly know where to find Simon right there, running the point, SimonBroder.com.
Dougie J's on Twitter, as always.
Yeah, the Dougie J's, you know we all like that, especially when baseball season is on, right?
Yep.
Shout out to Andrew Reese on that one. Skip, apparently we have some breaking news. What just happened?
So just in the last hour while we were prepping for this, the news came out on Twitter that OG Anunoby has signed a 4-year, $72 million extension to stay with the Raptors. Obviously, it makes a lot of sense with Giannis off the market. There was a lot of talk that they were going to try and keep OG in the fold. A lot of teams are signing their guys. So it just made sense. It sounds like a pretty decent deal for the Raptors. It's a lot of money, but he's a very valuable player. Even if he never really progresses beyond what he is right now, he's a great 3-and-D wing, which is hugely in demand across the league. So yeah, we got OG, Pascal, and Van Vliet signed for I believe they're all signed for 4 years now. So
yep.
Yeah, the Raptors core is in place going forward.
Skip, I gotta ask you something.
Oh, hit me.
Okay, so the last couple of days, I've been online. I've been on multiple basketball sites and especially on Facebook, dealing with the Raptors and everything. And a lot of the fair weather fans that listen to too much of the music from your ambassador, they're calling to blow it up after the loss to the Heat. Are you kidding me, guys? This is only freaking preseason. It's just preseason. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's nothing big. Lowry only played one game. What is your problem? There's so many things to look forward to, especially after what Skip just reported with OG. Okay, there's a lot of bright spots and a lot of good things to look forward to in the future. Now, Skip, I got to ask you, this is my question. What are your bright spots going forward? Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, happy holidays.
Yeah,
hope
Merry
you guys
Christmas.
all enjoy it. Same to you, brother.
Kind of came up. I feel like Christmas sprang up on me almost as fast as the NBA season did. Like, I am not ready for either of those things to begin. I feel like we just ended the playoffs pretty much. And
exactly, and we're both still tired. Okay, so Skip, how do you feel about the Raptors going forward? Like, did you see any bright spots going through the preseason? Because I know you've been watching it, and I know you've been studying it, like myself. What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I watched all 3 preseason games. Obviously, the one this is not going to come as a surprise to anybody, but anybody who watched those games, what we saw to Malachi Flynn was way more than we expected. First round draft pick, late first rounder. The comps are always, he looks a bit like Van Vliet. He actually looks a lot more like Matt Thomas on the court. I noticed the size, like he just has the same size and the same haircut. But he's looked really good. He's looked really confident, really like a guy who can just step in and almost be a backup point guard right off the bat. Guy who can run the offense, hit his threes, play really feisty defense. Really just looks like he's going to fit seamlessly into the offense, and seems like a guy who should really get burned almost right from the get-go as one of the Raptors guards off the bench. They actually have a ton of guard depth right now, so it's going to be a little bit tough to see where he slots in. But a lot of people are saying, forget everybody else. Like, it's Norman Powell, and then it's Malachi Flynn, and then Matt Thomas, Patrick McCaw,
we'll get into that.
All these guys,
we'll get into the guard depth.
They can take a seat until we see what we have with Flynn. I don't know if Nurse is going to jump right into that right away, but he's looked great. Matt Thomas had a good game or two.
His first game, he was pretty nice. He was in 20 minutes. He put in 21 minutes. He put in 16 points, 5 assists.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to see a lot more of him this year, but we'll
No,
see.
that's my boy.
Yeah, I'm worried actually that Flynn's going to take his minutes now because I was really hoping to see a lot of him this year. The other,
What minutes? Matt Thomas didn't have any minutes last year. What
that's what
minutes?
I mean. That's what I mean. Like you thought he was going to step it up, and now maybe he's not. Um, I think the other big bright spot has been Bembry. Kind of
Ooh, I like that.
kind of a Rondé Hollis Jefferson vibe with him, where he just kind of comes in, plays a little chaos, gets some steals, gets some rebounds. He can
Yep.
dribble, he can pass. He can't shoot at all, so he's not
Hey
going to be a
man,
guy you rely on for that. But
the second game against Charlotte, he got 9 boards.
yeah, he's a
And
great
2 boards,
rebounder.
sorry.
Well, he's a
9
great
points,
rebounder for a
50.
guard or a wing, whatever you want to call him. So he's looked good. As for the rest of the bench, they've been a bit hit or miss. Powell hasn't looked very good. Boucher hasn't looked super good. I'm kind of concerned about him, to be honest.
It's preseason.
It's preseason, but Boucher just looks like one of those guys who is going to foul out of every game if you play him big minutes.
Maybe Baines or Len can take his minutes. Who knows? But
yeah, Len,
what
I'm
other
not
bright
sold
spots
on
have you
Len.
seen, Skip?
What other bright
Give me some more
spots?
bright spots. Yeah, because I saw the last game. Lowry came in.
Yeah, well, Lowry is.
He didn't play that much, but he was destroying them for the couple minutes he's in.
Well,
Like,
I almost can't call Lowry a bright spot because what do you expect? This guy's like a 5-time All-Star. Like, yeah, he comes in, he plays, he kicks ass. Like, that's what he does. He's Lowry. He's the best Raptor of all time. Ben Bleet's looked okay. I thought Pascal. Pascal's a little bit weird to me because he's looked a little bit shaky still in his driving game, in his post-up game. He hasn't really been getting inside, but then he's just raining haymakers from 3. Like he's nailing every 3 he takes, and he's looking like a real 3-point shooter. So that's been exciting to watch.
That's one part that he's had to add to his game because of a lot of the other teams have been on notice of what he can do.
Yeah, well, it's great if that's a wrinkle in his game. I'm almost worried that it's becoming his focal point, which is not what I want to see. But maybe,
exactly.
looking at it in preseason, like he's looked really good from 3 in preseason, which is always a great sign. Obviously, OG, he's been a little hit or miss in the preseason, but he's looking like a really nice piece. He just fits in so many different ways. He can hit his threes. He can play great defense. He can just slide in. You don't notice him for a while, but he's always doing good stuff. And yeah, we just in general as a team, what I've seen is just they still have the capability to dig in and get a lot of steals, be a really good defensive powerhouse. I wouldn't really say Baines has been a bright spot. He's been a little bit hit or miss himself, but yeah, just in general, I'm encouraged from what I'm seeing from the team. I think we'll see a lot of what we saw last year. They're going to be.
Baines has been doing all right, man. Baines has been doing all right. I see. Like for the minutes that he's putting in, he's more like of a rim protector, a guy that causes the screens.
He's a screen setter. He's not so much a block shot guy, but he's a screen setter for sure. He's a lot like JV, really. He's kind of a poor man's version of what Valanciunas was before the Gasol trade. So I think with him, he's just a guy. Like you need to throw a guy in that spot and just let the other 4 players cook. Like that's all he is. He's just a center. Like pick a center off a shelf, and throw him in there. That's what he's here to do. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. I think the Raptors will look good this year. They probably won't be quite as strong as last year, but let's be honest. Like Gasol and Ibaka are older players. Like I don't think losing them is going to be some death knell to the team. They'll be a little shakier on defense.
It's like you said on our last video. Time to pass on the torch.
Yeah.
Go to the new generation.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we need. Right. I like that. I like that where you're going from, and especially when it comes to Malachi Flynn. Jeez.
Yeah.
Is this guy really like the diamond in the rough that Masai just like dug up?
Every year there's a guard that comes out of nowhere.
Because Africa's famous for diamonds. Masai's African. Does he know something that we don't? How is he finding these guys? That's absolutely stupendous. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I watched this kid play the other night, and it wasn't even him like just holding the ball. It was him going around the ball as well. Like the 5 assists in the last game, even though the Raps lost, he still put up 5 assists, and he's been consistent 4, 3, and 5 assists
And
in
some
each
of
of
those
those
were
games.
pretty, like kickouts to
Oh,
the
they were
corner on
gorgeous.
drives. Like, yeah, they were nice.
Yeah, like look at the first game. His only points came from the 3-point land.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? I have a lot of faith in what he's doing and where he's going to go. And this is what brings me to my next question because I see him going somewhere. Now, Skip, what do you project as the starting five for this season, guys, which starts on Wednesday? Well, the season starts on Tuesday, but for you Raptors fans, it starts on Wednesday. What do you see in the rotation? Who do you think is going to be the starting five?
Well, I think the starting five is pretty set. It's just going to be VanVleet, Lowry, OG, Siakam, and Baines. That's pretty much set in stone.
Okay.
It's the same starting five we had last year, except you take Gasol out and you put Baines in. Um, yeah, it'll be a lot of the same stuff we saw last year. Really good defensive unit. That'll be a unit that you can get back to, that you can always rely on to be solid. We'll see. I actually think in the end we might see them go smaller in some like closing lineup situations, fourth quarters, where maybe you take Baines out and you throw in like a guy like a Bembry, or you throw in like Norman Powell or someone like that, and just have it be
It
like
depends on what team you're playing.
a really good shooting lineup or a really good defensive lineup, depending on how big the other team is playing. Obviously, if they have a Joel Embiid or someone, you're going to leave your center on the floor. So I think that it'll be a lot of the same stuff we saw last year, just maybe a little bit less reliant on Baines in the overall. Where I think it is really interesting, though, is once we get into the bench, which is...
Wait, Skip, I agree with you mostly on the starting five. Obviously, it's going to be your guy. You know that shirt that you're wearing?
Kalo.
Obviously, it's going to be the captain, the engine that's running the Raptors. VanVleet, he's got to pay out. They already gave him all that money.
Yep.
He's got to pay out. I would like to see Siakam at the 3.
Yeah.
I would like to see OG at the 4, Baines at the 5. I think that works out good. But now, with all of the talent the Raptors have, I got to ask you, what do you think about their bench? You think it's going to be bench mob again?
I'm excited about the bench, but I think it's really messy. Like, it's just really messy. Like, it's a lot of guys for not a lot of spots. It's a lot of guys who play the same position. It's a lot of, basically, they're all two guards if you look at it. Like maybe point guards and two guards. So like you go down the list, you want Powell to get minutes. You want Malachi Flynn to get minutes. You want Matt Thomas to like get his shooting touch off. But then you also have like Patrick McCaw, who's like just this crazy demon on defense, who is also just a really small player. Then you have like Bembry, who like is kind of exciting. He can get some rebounds, but he's still like basically a 2-3. Like he's not a big guy. So you basically have just a whole bunch of these guards that you got to throw out there. And I'm really excited about all of them. If you go down the list, every single one of those, I'm excited for some reason. I'm excited for Thomas's shooting. I'm excited for Flynn's playmaking. I'm excited for Norm to be that 6th man of the year candidate he looked like last year.
Oh, he should be.
And I'm excited for Bembry's like defense and rebounding. So you got 4 really interesting guards right there. But like, who are your bigs? Like, you need some bigs off the bench. And I'm not convinced about Boucher. I think he fouls too much. I think he's always in the wrong positions. He also likes to take way too many threes, which is fine when they're going in, but when they're not going in, it's a bit concerning. And Alex Len just kind of looks like a statue out there. Like, I don't know. He doesn't. He's like, yeah, I'm big. I will get rebounds. And that's about it. Like, he just stands there. There's a reason why, like, the Raptors got him for a minimum, even though he was a 5th overall pick. Like, he's not that good. So I'm really concerned about their bigs. I think we're going to see a lot of small lineups this year. I think we're going to see a lot of 3-point shooting, maybe more than we want to see. Sometimes we'll be yelling at the Raptors, like, get inside, like, get some layups. and it's just going to be raining threes. And when those threes are falling, they're going to take care of business. And when they're not, it's going to be a bit more of a concern. So, yeah, I'm excited about the bench mob, but I don't think when I go down the list, I don't have a set 5-man bench mob that I'm really comfortable with right now. What do you think? Like, who do you want to see come off the bench?
I see when Kyle Lowry steps off the floor, Van Vliet's going to take over at point. Right? You're going to have Malachi Flynn.
Right? Yeah, I think Malachi Flynn's he's actually a better point guard than Van Vliet, like in terms of running the offense.
Well, that's the thing. He's going to be playing the 2 spot, but he's actually going to be carrying the ball.
Yeah.
So he's in it like he's basically a 1, right? You see Siakam come off. They'll put in Embry, like just to have someone there because they're going to have Norman Powell on as well.
Yeah.
Right? He might be playing the 3. And then when you take out OG, you got Boucher, who's kind of the same player, but not at the same caliber. Same thing goes when it comes to Aaron Baines and Len.
Okay, hang on. I can't hold you can't say that about Boucher and OG. If anything, Boucher is like a really crappy Siakam.
Oh my god. OG, don't come and shoot us. I didn't say it.
No, OG's like built though. Like Boucher's skinny and like Siakam's skinny. That's way better of a comparison. Anyway.
Yeah, but at that position, that's what I see. I think the Raptors bench can actually like do something. And I didn't even mention Matt Thomas yet. I didn't even mention McCaw.
Yeah.
Right? The Raptors are a deep team. I think they can. They don't have the star power to go that far in the playoffs, but they do have the bench to get them there.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And to compete with these teams. Because a lot of these teams that went out and made major acquisitions during the offseason, they lost a lot. And they lost a lot on the bench. The Raps didn't lose nothing on the bench. If anything, they've gained.
Well, they did lose one player.
Who?
Well, there's someone right there out there on the free agent market who just got cut by the Timberwolves by the name of
You want him to come back?
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
Do you want him back? Skip, I was online. Again, I was seeing a lot of Raptors fans saying that they would love to have him back. And when you and I were talking the other day, you did mention that as well, you as a Raptors fan.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a possibility? And if so, how much can he contribute?
Well, there's a few things going on here. So first of all, I think he played minutes last year. So there's got to be the Raptors liked him enough to play minutes to play him in big games. Like he didn't really play in the playoffs, but he got a lot of run last year. Second of all, he plays sort of a 3-4. He's small for that, but he plays a 3-4, which is exactly what the Raptors need. When we just went down the list, we were like, well, they got so many guards, they don't have any forwards.
Yep.
Obviously, he can't shoot. He's an absolutely terrible shooter. You never, ever want to see him take a 3 in your life. I could probably make more 3s than he could, like, no joke. So he's got some weaknesses. So there's a reason why he's got some weaknesses. But my question is, like, a guy like that, a guy who can be that freak on the floor, who can grab rebounds, like defend, just kind of work his way into the lineup. Every team he's on, he works his way into the lineup, even though he can't shoot, even though people are like, I don't know about this guy. But then he gets cut, and then he like the Nets let him go to the Raptors. The Raptors let him go to the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves cut him in training camp. So my question is it something to do with his personality? Is it something to do with him thinking that he deserves to be a starter, or being like someone who acts out when he's told that he's not in the rotation or that he's a bench piece? Because I really think as a player, the Raptors could use him. They totally could use him.
What I think he is I don't think it has anything to do with him personality-wise. What I think is he's good enough, but not that good to be put on the team. Like, he's good enough.
I posted this on Twitter, but he's basically the perfect example of a player that plays a position that when you have him, you're like, oh, we need to upgrade that position.
Yeah.
He's always,
Yeah.
you bring him in, you're like, oh, he can just hold it down until we upgrade to that position.
Yeah.
But my point is like, okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. But you're telling me that the Raptors have 15 players better than him? Like right now, as their roster is currently constructed. Like, I would way rather have Hollis Jefferson on my team than Stanley Johnson. Or
damn right. I don't even know why he's still here.
yeah, or even that second round pick they got this year. Like, I don't know, maybe he's got some upside, but like the guy they picked at the very end of the second round, Jalen Harris or Jalen something, like
Yeah, he's gonna go to the G League.
He's going to go to the G League. He's probably going to get cut in the summer. Like he's nothing. So I mean I might be wrong. Maybe they see way more in Jalen. I don't even know if his last name is Harris or not. They might see more.
You sound very passionate about this.
No, I'm just saying, like, Rondé was good last year. Like, why are you just letting him go? I think the real answer is because Bembry does basically the same thing as Rondé does.
Yep.
He's a lot of like the same sort of freak of nature, rebounder, not much of a shooter. So I guess there's a bit of redundancy there, but yeah, I see no harm in bringing him back.
Okay. Now, you ready for this, Skip?
Oh, I don't know. There's more?
So apparently, with all the turmoil going on in the NBA right now, there is talk, and last I saw, as of today, as of 3 hours ago, is that the front runners to land the dysfunctional James Harden
Yep.
are the Boston Celtics and the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, I saw that tweet from a radio house in Houston.
We're all about the Raps right now.
Yep.
This is where our focus is. So I got to ask you, if he were to come to the Raps, A, you got to answer me on both questions. Who would we give up? B, would he fit in? And C, how effective would that be?
Well, I think the obvious answer to A is Siakam. I think it would be Siakam and some other pieces. I don't know exactly how to make the salaries match, but I think it's something like Siakam and Powell and some draft picks and maybe like Malachi Flynn or something. Yeah. So that's sort of like the structure of a deal. I don't see it happening for a number of reasons. Partly just because the Raptors are sort of locked into this 4-year window with these three guys that we just mentioned, OG, Van Vliet, and Siakam. And they've got some other guys coming up. We're coming back to Flynn. So I think they're kind of locked into that cycle of renewal. Whereas Harden, he's on a 2-year deal. He's a much older player. So you're really it's just another Kawhi situation. You're like, come here, try to win a title. That said, I think it's probably not a bad trade to make. Like, I think you can definitely rationalize it basketball-wise. Like, bring Harden in, try to win a title. He's going to get you closer than these guys who are probably going to lose in the second round type of thing. But the other thing is, like, we go back to the size question where it's like, okay, so you're going to trade your only
he's a guard
for another guard, and you're just going to be the smallest team out there, and you're just going to play like, okay, so Lowry and Harden in the backcourt. That's basically Chris Paul and Harden in the backcourt. So we're back to just what Houston was a couple years ago. And I'm not sure that they have the three guys to surround them who can really make this a finals team. But, I mean, there's definitely an argument for it. Like, he'd be a nice player. But I think a lot of Raptors fans are secretly hoping it doesn't happen. And I would be honestly pretty shocked if it does happen.
I talked to a few today that said no.
Yeah. A lot of people hate Harden out there.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
You want to know what I think about that, Skip? That potential trade?
Yeah, hit me.
Blasphemy! Hell no! No way!
Wow.
Are you kidding me? You're going to have to get rid of your floor general You're gonna have to get rid of your future in Siakam, right? You probably have to get rid of Van Vliet just for a contract, numbers wise, for the cap.
You might have given Van
for
Vliet.
what he signed for, because nobody wants Harden's contract. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Not to mention myself as a former coach to have a player.
I knew you were going to go here.
Yeah, you know I'm going here. 13 seconds out of the 24-second shot clock holding the ball.
Yeah.
We don't want that. That takes other guys out of the rhythm, especially with all the guys we got. I love the way the Raptors are playing. Even though we all know I'm not a Raptors fan, I love the way they're playing with the 1, 2, 3 touch, with the back screens to get the open shots, get the easy shots, spend the time on defense. Like your boy right there, Kyle Lowry said the other day, he wants the Raptors to be known as a defensive team. He wants other teams to come in and know that they're going to get hurt, know that they're going to get touched, know that they're going to get tested. I love it. That's not verbatim. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? That's what he said. He wants them to be a defensive team. You put James Harden into that mix, it's over. There's no defense. He's the weakest link.
Harden's a better defender. Harden's a better defender than people think, just in terms of like when he has to be. But in terms of like actually being this defensive force throughout the game, he's not that. He's like,
no, not even close.
He's like, yeah, I'll play post defense in the last minute of the fourth quarter. Like that's his game. Like,
yeah, because he's a little freaking diva. Look at him the other day. Oh, I'm not coming to practice. Why? Because he spent the night before in the strip club.
Yeah, well, that's where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going like the strip clubs, the like flying.
I was talking about the court, but
practice.
You knew eventually where I was going, bro.
Yeah,
and that's where it is. We don't need that. You think I want to go to Brass Rail and see him there? Seriously? Do you think I want to be hanging out with him that night?
I don't know.
Bro, go play the game.
He's got a lot of money.
Ready. Go play the game. Hey, bring a chip to the Toronto Raptors. That's it. That's all you're here for. I don't care about your other crap and your extracurricular activities.
No, I mean I don't really want to see it either for a lot of the reasons. I don't want to like get on him too much for that stuff because everyone like lives it up a little when you're in the NBA, but it's more about like how he fits the culture of the team and no, we won't even get any Dwight Howard, but how he fits the culture of the team and how he really, really gets you to the next level and really on the floor. Like you said, the defense thing, like you lose your identity, you lose your future, you're really doubling down on Harden. And the Raptors already did that. They got their title with Kawhi. We don't need to double down and steal one more title. Like if it's going to just mean that we blow it up and we suck again in 2 years, like I like what they're doing with building up this unit around the 3 core pieces and really trying to replenish. And then eventually maybe you push in like in another 2 or 3 years when the opportunity comes and presents itself.
Yeah.
So I don't see any real reason to go out and get Harden. And I don't buy that quote. I think it's some radio host in Houston who supposedly he knows people, but like, I don't think he really has the ins on what's going on in the Toronto front office. Like it's probably
like how we know people.
Yeah,
and we know people in the Raptors organization.
No, but even if you know somebody, like it's probably like those radio hosts who know an agent, and it's like, oh, my agent says the Blue Jays are interested in this player. Like, yeah, of course the agent's going to say that. Like, yeah. So I don't think those leaks are coming from Toronto. I think if anything, they're coming from Houston. And I think if anything, they're wishful thinking from Houston's part. So, yeah.
Pipe dreams.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pipe dreams. That's all it is. Okay, Skip. I got something I wanted to talk about.
Oh, boy.
Can I get a little bit mad?
Always. Get angry. Oh, bad Santa.
Okay. I don't know what you guys are doing out there for Christmas, but I'll be watching basketball all day, except for the Brooklyn game, Brooklyn-Boston, because my Minnesota Vikings are playing against the Saints, so I'm going to be watching that. But I'm extremely upset, and you guys know I'm not a Raptors fan.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that the only time the Raptors ever get to play on Christmas is right after they win the chip? Are you guys kidding me? I'm so upset with this American bias. Like, why? What is going on there? Why can't the Raptors play on Christmas Day? You know what? When they do that, because I'm out there online, Skip, I'm seeing it. People in the Philippines, people in Europe, people in Russia, people in South America are all loving the Raptors. And they can't get to see a game. They got to watch games from like these other teams. Like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, whatever, Boston, Brooklyn. I ain't watching that game. I'm telling you that straight up. So we ain't covering it. Right?
That's a good game.
Like,
That's a good game.
It's gonna be a good game, but come on. I want to see the Raptors play in a Christmas game. Give them the respect. Give them their due. You know, the Raptors have had a profound effect on the NBA and NBA globally. We're the only team. Did I say we?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
You're wearing red too.
it's Christmas.
Yeah.
They're the only team that's outside of the United States. And they've won. This is where the game started. James Naismith. Skip, I was on Netflix the other day. I saw there's a thing called the Carter Chronicles about how Vince Carter influenced the league. You know, there's so much more to that. Rap songs back in the day were about the Raptors. They were wearing the Raptors jerseys. You know, look at your ambassador who's out there. He's even put them on the map. I'll give him his credit on that one for once. Right? People need to see this because this is being influenced globally. We have a lot of what they call expats in the States.
Yep.
That would love to watch it. That would love to watch your Tampa Bay, Toronto Raptors on Christmas. And I'm very upset about this, Skip. I don't know where to go from this. What do you think about that? Like, I know you're gonna go.
I'm over it, man. We got our Christmas game last year. It's stupid that we don't get Christmas games, but we got one. Like, it doesn't matter. And honestly, this year's so messed up anyway. I'm not even ready for basketball to be starting yet, so I'm not really concerned about who's playing on Christmas. It's not going to be a normal Christmas. It's not going to be like last year where I was with my family. We were all watching the Raptors on the big screen eating turkey. Like, it's not going to be like that this year for me. I'm going to be having dinner like with my mom. Like, that's it. Like, that's Christmas.
Me too.
So, like, yeah, it's not a big deal this year the way it normally is. So I can't get too worked up about it. You can definitely go down that list and find a team that the Raptors should be in there instead of, but it is what it is. We get to watch it on the 23rd instead, so whatever.
Against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I don't know why the Pelicans are a rival now, but whatever.
Toronto is the home team.
Yeah.
You're Tampa Bay. Toronto Raptors.
Oh boy.
This is I can't even believe it. But anyway, guys, we hope you guys enjoy everything. We love the comments. We saw what you guys were putting up for our last video. By the way, shout out to my homegirl Donna. Thank you for getting me the Kobe statue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate it. We're going to get back to you guys. We hope you guys comment on this one. We hope you guys enjoy your holidays, your Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever, New Year's, whatever you're celebrating, even just celebrating time with your family. That's all that we hope for. We hope you guys enjoy watching your Toronto Raptors go forward this season. We hope you keep faith and don't be a fair weather fan by saying we should just blow it up. Wait till the mid-season and then we'll see what's going on. Okay? Be a little bit optimistic. Give them that positive energy. Give them that sage.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe burn that for them. Okay?
Yeah. Happy holidays, everybody. We should always be. It's a tough year, so we gotta celebrate the fact that it's almost over.
Exactly. Skip, I miss you. I wish I could see you for these holidays, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could see each and every one of you that watch us. It would be great to sit down, have a drink, chill out, watch a game. It'd be good. But due to these times, we cannot have that with this new lockdown coming down. But we hope what inspires you and keeps you happy is your family, this great time that you get to spend with each other, and your Toronto, wait, Tampa Bay, no wait, Toronto Raptors. Okay, guys. On behalf of myself and Skip, you have anything to say to anybody?
I think I just said it. Happy holidays. Just yeah, let's get it. Let's move on to 2021 as soon as possible.
Get rid of this year. Okay, guys, we'll see you soon. Skip and I will see you after the holidays. Fa la 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 la. Okay, guys. We'll see you soon. On behalf of myself and Skip, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
Peace.